welcome those of you who have watched the upset in South Florida. Seattle 22, the Dolphins 15. Just underway here at Mile High Stadium. Third play of the game. The Chargers lose 3 on first down running, and Humphrey's lucky that he's still alive after being decked on a blitz. Third down, and down he goes. What a defensive start for Denver. Jumpy Geathers using that forklift technique, just driving the blocker into the backfield.
Jumpy Geathers, I mean, he just takes the offensive lineman right back to the quarterback. Watch the jump that he gets on the ball. Boom. He's in, he's back. Moton has no chance with him. He just takes Moton right back to the quarterback.
4th sack of the season for Geathers. A long punt by Tom Ruin, or tipped that to Darren Bennett. And here comes Todd Kinchin to the sidelines, and Kinchin tackled at the 29-yard line. A 56-yard kick by the Pro Bowler Darren Bennett. John Elway comes aboard with the Bronco offense. Zimmerman, Schlereth, he has a bad ankle. Nalen, Habib, and Thompson, one of the smaller lines in the NFL. Terrell Davis, the NFL's top rusher. Reggie Rivers for Aaron Craver. Miller's the long bomb threat. McCaffrey is the possession receiver. Shannon Sharp leads the team in catches with 26. 44-year-old Mike Shanahan, he scripts the first 15 plays or so. Miller in motion, the former Charger. Davis off tackle to the 31, a gain of a couple. Into the teeth of that San Diego defense, ranked last in the league in yards allowed so far. Mims, Lee and Davis huge inside. Marco Coleman, the former Dolphin. The linebackers, Bush and Govea, the former Redskin. Junior Seau, brilliant again this year. Harper and Shaw at the corners. Harrison and the veteran Kevin Ross at safety. Junior Seau off his 2-interception, 12-tackle game a week ago in the victory against Kansas City.
And 1 sack.
Davis. Govea needs him. And second effort by Davis earns him a couple of yards, but Kurt Govea, and one of the reasons Junior Seau, despite a hamstring injury, gentlemen, has played so well is this man, Govea.
He's the quarterback of the defense, Kurt Govea, and that's what you need out of a middle linebacker. Somebody that can help direct traffic, get the players lined up properly, and it's really helped Junior Seau.
Ball at the 33, 3rd down and 6. Govea brings to San Diego's defense what Romanowski provides as a newcomer to Denver's defense.
Attitude.
Elway from the shotgun. Lots of time. And Elway runs for the first down and takes a lick. Bush and David Hendricks hit Elway. 13-yard scramble.
Excellent job of the Charger defense covering all the receivers, but what they forget, the defensive lineman for the Chargers, stay in your lanes. John Elway still can pull that ball down and run for the first down. Does an excellent job of getting to the yardage stick and trying to get down.
Well, one thing that happens too on that play though, Dick, is that when you take the back out of the backfield, they know it's a pass play, so all the linebackers are gone, and when they're gone, that opens it up for Elway to run.
First down, it's Davis. Up the middle for a couple, maybe 3 to the 49-yard line. Sean Lee gets his 300-plus pounds on Davis. Terrell Davis, who grew up in San Diego, went to the same high school as Marcus Allen, Lincoln High School. And when you hear the descriptive phrases for Davis, intelligent, works hard, terrific blocker, great team player, it's almost like it's a copy of Marcus Allen.
In this day and age, it's almost too good to be true. You say all those good things, but
get some big gains. Second to only Barry Sanders in 10-yard-plus runs. Elway out of the backfield to Davis. Also a good receiver. Tripped up. Good tackle by Govea. Saved another 10 yards as Davis was headed upfield.
Well, you saw that graphic, and you see Terrell Davis and Barry Sanders. And the one thing that we talked to Mike Shanahan about yesterday is you know, would you trade him for anyone else, Terrell Davis?
He said no.
He said no one. Well, maybe. Barry Sanders. Maybe Barry Sanders. But that would be the only person.
That puts him in pretty fair company, doesn't it?
I would think so.
And he said he's as good a blocker as anyone he's ever seen as a running back with Marcus Allen. Russell covering for the Chargers. So the Broncos bring on the punting team. Tom Ruin.
Excellent job of the Chargers defense. 3rd and 8. They do a good job of staying back, not committing. Really nobody's open. John Elway throws a safe ball to the outside. It can't be caught.
Ruin. They kicked at Colorado up at Boulder, averaging 43. Darian Gordon took one back 81 yards last week against Kansas City. Very high, dying spiral, looking up in that bright sunshine. Gordon with a fair catch at the 18-yard line. San Diego Chargers, Gordon's touchdown last week. Look what they have done in the last 2 years plus this season. Return, punt, touchdown, 9 return. 5 more than that group tied at second.
You know what makes it so important, though, when you talk to coaches, special team coaches, and you play in a 16-game season, they will tell you that special teams will win or lose 4 games during the season for you. And when you got that kind of a production out of your special teams, that helps you win.
Humphreys out of the backfield, incomplete. Well thrown, but Leonard Russell couldn't pull it in. Bill Romanowski covering for Denver. Romanowski, we talked about team chemistry in the pregame show, and Romanowski really brings some assets in that regard to that defense.
Dick, he brings everything. Talent, hustle, smart, and it's rubbed off on a lot of his teammates, and Mike Shanahan just thinks it's such a valuable pickup during the offseason. Him and Alfred Williams, they have turned this defense around.
Throws complete to Martin, and that's the first positive play for the Chargers. A first down on a 20-yard roll and throw to Martin, who leads the Chargers. That's his 34th catch.
What they do here is they take Jumping Gathers, who's here, and they cut him. Watch him at the line of scrimmage. They just cut him down, but he also gets back in the quarterback's face.
Well, and something that people do not give credit to Stan Humphries. He's able to move around and get by himself time and throw the ball down the field. Tony Martin, given that extra time, will get open most of the time.
No score, 9:27 left, first quarter. Leonard Russell flagged down, and Russell tackled at the 35-yard line.
This is going to be holding against San Diego.
There was a crackback block on the play as well.
And we're going to have a personal foul on the other side. It looks like a little fighting between Lionel Washington.
Bob McElwee, the man in the white hat today.
You know, when they're that big.
We have 2 fouls. We have a personal foul, grabbing the face mask, 48 defense. We have an illegal block in the back, number 84 on the offense. Those penalties offset. Replay the down.
When you're 6'4", 300 and some pounds, you don't have a little fight. You know, it's a big fight.
Omar Ellison, number 84, you could see, gets Lionel Washington, hits him in the back.
Now they call the face mask on Lionel Washington. He gets back up off the ground.
Well, he's mad the way he was blocked from behind, so he lets Omar know.
And it cost the Broncos 15 yards that they would have gotten on the Ellison penalty. First down. Papunu in motion. Down the middle, wide open Papunu. He's to the 24-yard line. Ray Crockett saved a touchdown. 38-yard throw.
Alfred Papunu does an excellent job. He's moving around in the backfield, and he creates the defense. Watch him right here come across, go down the middle, the safety split. Stan Humphries sees it. Good play action fake, keeps the linebackers underneath. And look at that hole down the middle.
Well, the guy that he had down the middle was Mobley, number 51, the linebacker, and he ends up trying to cover him man-to-man. You see him chasing, can't get there.
Papunu's 15th catch of the year. Another good throw. The tight end has it once again. Papunu, who was born in Tonga. He's used to the rarefied air. Went to Salt Lake City High School and then eventually to Weber State. No one picked him. No one drafted him out of Weber State.
Well, San Diego, it's like the old Washington Redskins. They love tight ends. They just can't have enough of them. And last week they had 5 of them on the roster. This week they only got 4. But again, talking about San Diego, their passing game. They love to go down the field. They're a greeting passing team looking for big yards.
welcome those of you who have seen the Oakland Raiders hand another loss to the hapless Jets, 34-13. Dick Enberg with Paul McGuire and Phil Simms at Mile High Stadium. 76,000 rabid fans to see this rivalry renewed. And Bobby Ross's Chargers, after a dismal first sequence of series where they were smothered by the Denver defense, have gone to the passing game. 2 receptions to the tight end Papunu, and San Diego has the ball first down at the Denver 14. No score. 7:45 left. First period. Leonard Russell can't turn the corner. Alan Aldridge got to him, the middle linebacker for Denver.
You know, Phil talked about this the last time we did Denver, and also before this game too, is the speed on defense for the Denver Broncos. Their linebackers are very, very active.
That's one of the reasons why, Paul, it's so hard to get outside. Even if you block the contain man, the backside people on defense will run you down.
Greg Robinson constructs the defensive strategy for Mike Shanahan. Russell spins away from one man and gets inside the 10-yard line. Alfred Williams made contact in the backfield. It'll be third down and about 4.
I think so much of Jumpy Gathers that what they did on that play, they had 2 guys blocking. They're double teaming him and let Alfred Williams make the play. Watch this. Watch the double team right there. They double team Jumpy, and then inside comes Williams, and Alfred Williams, and makes a play.
It's a short 5, closer to 4. Humphreys into the end zone, incomplete. Charlie Jones, the rookie from Fresno State, had a mitt on it, couldn't pull it in.
But what San Diego and Stan Humphreys were trying to do right there is throw the ball before the defender turns around. The defender, number 48, Lionel Washington, they really get the situation they want right there. But Stan Humphreys overthrows it. He knows he had a touchdown.
What did he ever? I mean, that thing was perfect.
27-yard field goal attempt then by John Carney. Was 5 for 5 last week. Won it at against Kansas City, named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Month. And Carney has become almost automatic. That's 16 for 18 field goal attempts for the former Notre Dame kicker. 3-0 early, San Diego.
Hawks over Jimmy Johnson's Miami Dolphins, 22-15. Craig Erickson getting this.
Don't tell. Love and kiss.
Sandwich. All right, as we move along the scoreboard here, Keyshawn Johnson sidelined with a knee injury. He's out. Hostile.
Toyota trucks always come through.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Toyota Trucks. I love what you do for me. By Wendy's and the new bigger, plumper grilled chicken breast filet sandwich. Try one today. By Castrol Syntec Blend, added protection for severe driving conditions. And by United Airlines and its more than 50,000 employee owners. Come fly our friendly skies.
Chamber of Commerce Day in Denver. 3-0 San Diego on a 27-yard John Carney field goal. Now Carney to kick it off. Vaughn Hebron, Virginia Tech, stands at the goal line. At the 1-yard line, Hebron. Speedy, darts through to the 34. Well done by Hebron, tackled by Terrence Shaw. Chargers lead by 3, but Stan Humphreys knew he had a touchdown. Missed Charlie Jones.
This is the NFL on NBC.
Mike Shanahan building a solid Denver team and knows that here at Mile High Stadium, this Bronco club, even in lean years, very difficult to beat. John Elway trailing 3-0 at the 34. Backfield vacant as Davis in motion. Wide open underneath the tight end Byron Chamberlain, and the big guy twisting away from tackler Steelers got away from Rodney Harrison and a first down. 13 on the play. We talked about how successful Denver has been at home, and since 1974, no one in the NFL with a better home record. The Steelers, Miami, Dallas, and Washington to follow. Almost 3 out of every 4 games played here at home, Denver wins.
Well, you get the air.
You know, you got the altitude, you got the fans, but it also tells me had a lot of good football teams here.
That's right.
Davis so far held in check. Davis, who has 656 yards from scrimmage, 573 of those rushing to lead the NFL, but so far 4 carries, 7 yards.
But you know, we were told that Reggie Rivers would be starting number 38 in the backfield. So far, we have not seen him. We always see is Terrell by himself, and it's hard to run when you only got back there.
That's what Terrell Davis has done. Leonard Russell was the rusher here in '94, and the Broncos and Davis, #1 running team in football. Again, Davis in motion. Rivers into the pattern underneath the ball to Anthony Miller, and the former Charger tackled immediately by Rodney Harrison at the 50-yard line.
Well, the Charger defense came into this game ranked 30th in the league, but it's a little misleading because they have excellent players, and Rodney Harrison does an excellent job of reading John Elway's eyes and reacting up to the ball.
Now here's Junior Seau coming up. Now watch, they see him on a blitz, and watch what they do. They turn him, you just get back, and go ahead and make the play. That was Mark Schlereth who was blocking on him. Did a great job.
Shotgun Elway, 3rd and 6. Oops, Davis started upfield before the snap. The throw. Well catch, fingertip by Shannon Sharp, and Sharp out of bounds at the 26-yard line, but I believe it'll come back. Davis turned upfield before the snap. Illegal motion. 23-yard penalty erased.
You know, you talk about Shannon Sharp, the pass he just caught.
Illegal motion, number 87, offense.
They're calling
5
it.
yards, 3rd down.
Calling it against McCaffrey.
Eddie McCaffrey starts before the ball is snapped. Anxious to get downfield, took off just a little early.
But Shannon Sharp walked into that meeting yesterday with his shirt off. I mean, that guy, and I took my shirt off and he got sick.
Yes.
But he, you know, this guy, there is not an ounce of fat on him. You know,
That's an understatement. That's a body you'd put on the cover of one of those fitness magazines.
unbelievable.
A tight end that weighs only 225, but it is all muscle. 3rd and 11 for Elway. Gets out of trouble again. What a play, and then Miller denied by Terrence Shaw. Shaw getting a finger on the Elway pass. Chris Mims in on Elway, couldn't record the sack.
I'll tell you, it really, Phil, it's got to be frustrating for defensive linemen when they get in and, all right, I got you, Elway. Well, no, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, Paul, yeah, well, usually he gets out of that situation right there. You just hold your breath because it's going way down the field for big plays. But right there, San Diego, good on the coverage.
Darian Gordon back as Ruin punts for the 2nd time. Walker got some run to him. Right up the middle. And tackled at the 19-yard line by Glenn Cadrez, the linebacker. 41 on the punt, 7 on the return.
Everyone wants
30 Eastern. Notre Dame football is back on NBC. The Fighting Irish, led by quarterback Ron Paulus and running backs Autry Denson and Mark Edwards, battle Pac-10 power the Washington Huskies. Notre Dame plays host to Washington. Next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern, Notre Dame football is home on NBC.
Man calling the shots upstairs, Ralph Regan. And his team has done well early. They've outscored their opponents this year 47-7 in the first quarter. 3:50 left in this period, opening period. Aaron Hayden from Tennessee, who has rushed for 152 yards this year, and Mike Lodish made the stop for Denver. Junior Seau sucking up some 0-2 on the sidelines. How many games did you play here, Phil?
Twice I played here. And Dick, the altitude was never a problem for me, of course, because I didn't run around that much, but it bothered the receivers, and it bothered the offensive linemen a lot because they're always exerting energy.
2nd down, Humphries on the way. lineman, so had to eat it as Mawa Kanavurasa makes the play. 11-yard sack for the former University of Hawaii star.
You can see the penetration right there, and what San Diego's doing, they're rolling out, trying to give Stan Humphrey some extra time. Not a very good job on the San Diego offensive line.
We have a lot of fans who watch our games out in the islands, and there's one of the former high school and college stars. Beekman is on man. Screen it to Terrell Fletcher. Fletcher with a couple good moves, looks for a block and tripped up at the 18-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, Michael Dean Perry read that thing perfectly. He didn't make the tackle, but he didn't have to because he gave everyone else a chance to get to the runner. That was just a great play by the defensive line. They only had a 3-man rush on the play.
Oh, here's the guy you like to watch, Darren Bennett. His last punt was 66 yards, tying his career high.
He may kick that thing out of here. You know, he goes back to Gerald Wilson of Kansas City with the power kicker. I mean, he just flat powers his ball out of here.
He pounds one deep. And Kinchin on the sidelines turns away from pressure and then is tackled at the 30-yard line. 59 yards on that 7 return.
I'll just tell you, look at him, Dick. I mean, he just powers the ball. He really racks it.
You're watching the NFL on NBC.
AT&T.
Minutes left, first quarter, 3-0 San Diego.
I didn't know they were having the Paul McGuire look-alike contest here today, but there's the winner.
First down, Broncos at their 30. To Shannon Sharp. Ankle tackle at the 33, a gain of 3. Kevin Ross, former Kansas City star and a unrestricted free agent picked by the Chargers.
We have not mentioned Junior Seau's name so far. We talked about him in the opening, and you talk about him for weeks when you're going to see him play. But here's what they're doing to Junior Seau. He steps up. He sees Elway rolling out. And look at him. He gets back in coverage.
Excellent job. He's fooled for a second, but gets right back, takes care of his responsibility.
He said that he feels he's playing better than ever, that he's mature, that he knows his assignment, not trying to do everyone else's. Elway again steps for pressure. Terrell Davis, first down at the 42. Seau with his first tackle.
Let me just say one other thing about Seau. When we were talking to him, the defense has changed. He has a lot of freedom this year. And this is his 7th year, and he's got a lot of freedom. But the thing about Junior Seau that's impressive, when we were talking to him yesterday, he said, when I'm in coverage, I want to be the best linebacker that covers people. When I'm rushing the quarterback, I want to be the best linebacker that rushes. And when they run, I want to be the best linebacker to play the run. And he will not settle for anything less.
Described himself as a linebacker slash safety slash defensive lineman. A defensive slash to go with Cordell Stewart of Pittsburgh. Elway rockets one to McCaffrey at the 50-yard line. Harper with a tackle, 8 yards on the play.
Not to belabor the point with Junior Seau, but the other thing that he told us about the defense, and we said, what is the biggest difference in your defense? He said, now all these guys are committed. If you have a hole to get to, you better get to it, or you're held accountable. Right. Now, I don't want to be held accountable to this guy, but when you look at what he does it by example.
Led the team in tackles 5 straight years, 6 consecutive Pro Bowls, and you can write in his name again for Hawaii for this year.
Well, the Chargers do an excellent job of protecting Junior Seau on defense. They let him run around, and that's the reason why he makes so many tackles.
The end of the first quarter at Mile High Stadium. John Carney's 27-yard field goal, the only points on the board. San Diego 3, Denver nothing. Welcome back to Denver. A evenly played first quarter. Chargers with just 1 more yard, but they got the field goal, and now it's Elway and the Broncos, 2nd and 2. Terrell Davis, and they are zeroed in on Davis. He's not been able to contribute much on the ground so far. Lou Bush led the charge defensively. A reminder, next Saturday, tradition of Notre Dame football returns to NBC Sports. The Irish host 18th ranked Washington. They beat Stanford yesterday. The Huskies are 3-1. They've got a terrific looking tailback, and Corey Dillon rushed for 173 yards yesterday. Washington and Notre Dame next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern. Third and 3, direct snap. Boy, that did not fool the Chargers. Direct snap to Terrell Davis, and Junior Seau was there.
He said, Junior Seau said, if Davis comes up in that hole, I'm going to be in the hole to meet him. He doesn't believe anyone should get 100 yards. Watch this play. Direct snap to Terrell Davis, and then Junior Seau in the hole.
Well, it's an inside blitz by the Chargers defense, and Junior Seau is leading the way. They're coming on the blitz, run or pass. They see the run, they just stop it for no gain.
So Rowan to punt again. Gordon back at his 10. High, fair catch, Gordon at the 18-yard line. Chargers ball, early second quarter. San Diego leads it 3-0.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. By Pert Plus shampoo and conditioner. Great hair, no fuss. And by Aetna Retirement Services. Build for retirement, manage for life.
Outside of the Rocky Mountain area, if you were to ask an NFL fan who leads the league in sacks, might be shocked. Denver has 22, 2 of those today. Stan Humphries, underneath, incomplete. Intended for Hayden.
Well, Dick, talking about those sacks, it's just a new attitude that this Bronco defense has. Get to the quarterback, and if we can't do it with 4 people, we'll bring an extra couple, and we'll make him hurry his throws.
You know what we're seeing here with these two teams, and we kind of thought about it yesterday, talked about it yesterday. We were going to see it, how the two very disciplined defenses.
Denver, from 28th to 3rd in the last couple of seasons. Maybe a yard. Steve Atwater, as Stan Humphries says, they ought to give him a 50 number the way he plays.
He should have a 50 number on him, and I think he would like that. But Steve Atwater, by care, the Chargers are going to run. When you cut back, there's nobody to block the safety. Watching, comes up. Nothing he likes more than an open shot on the running back.
We asked Junior Seau yesterday. We just mentioned Steve Atwater. He said, that's my best buddy. He said, now that guy is a player.
Well, they both have made the Pro Bowl the last 6 years. 3rd and long. Humphries to the sideline. Juggled and dropped by Andre Coleman.
Boy, it's a classic case. I mean, you see it every week, but you should never see it from a veteran player. Don't run before you get the ball, and this is what he does. I mean, the quarterback scrambling, running for his life back there, and then they throw you the ball. His head is turned to look upfield to see who's going to hit him. But I'm going to tell you one thing. When you talk to receivers in San Diego or any team that plays Denver, they are aware of where Steve Atwater is.
Go 4th and 10, and Bennett with 2 big punts already. Todd Kinchin acquired from the Rams just before the start of the season.
Wow.
Oh, look at this one. What a spiral. Chases Kinchin to the 15-yard line. To the 30, flag down. Kinchin finally brought down at midfield, but I believe it's coming back. A 66-yard punt, so he's got 2 66s, and that one was launched like a rocket off that right foot.
They got holding on number 25, Johnson, right back where Kinchin was catching the ball. And he really didn't have to hold because he already had the San Diego Charger man blocked.
Boy, Darren Bennett.
Holding number 25 on the receiving team during the run back.
And Bennett's the kind of...
Half the distance to the goal line, 1st down.
He played Australian rules football, and that's no wimpy game. He played for the Melbourne Demons. He doesn't mind contact.
Here it is right here. You see Johnson 25. Now watch what he does. He's already got him blocked. Now he grabs him by the shirt. Official standing right there.
Perfectly thin crust.
or go to is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now to enjoy a hot and delicious Domino's Pizza by halftime. For hot and wow, call Domino's now.
Welcome back to the Mile High City, and Darren Bennett, we told you how tough he was. Well, look at this play as he goes for Todd Kitchen.
Oh.
I told you this man likes contact.
Come on, you guys. He was heading for the bench.
You can't make tackles with your eyes closed, Paul.
3-0 San Diego. Denver starts at the 9 after the penalty on the kick return. Elway. Complete to Terrell Davis to the 15-yard line. Gouveia makes a solid hit after a 6-yard pass play.
Phil, if you're going to run Terrell Davis, I don't care how good a back you are, you've got to have somebody back there to block for him. I mean, every time he's carried the ball, he's been a single back in the backfield.
And not only do you need a lead blocker to have a successful running game, but you also need a lead blocker for misdirection to deceive the defense sometimes, send them different directions. Denver has not done that today.
Graver ran for 158 in the first 5 games, an average of almost 5 per carry. Becomes his primary target. First down at the 27.
You're absolutely right. When Elway steps up, good things happen most of the time for Denver. And when he does step up like he does here, Phil, look out.
And pats the ball, then you know he really is ready.
Well, yeah, that's right. Then you know it's coming about 100 miles an hour. So brace yourself.
Oh, 12 yards on that pass play to Davis. And we talked about the likenesses of Marcus Allen, a terrific receiver as well.
Over!
Shannon Sharp. It's not a catch. Not a catch. Well, John Elway barking out the signals. Byron Chamberlain, not Sharp, the intended receiver.
Just to show you how complicated it can be in the National Football League. Look at this play. Far west right slot, A right, 322 scat, Y stick seam, on 2.
What's that mean?
Well, far west right slot is the formation. A right tells the running back to go in motion. 322, 3-step drop. 22 is a protection for the offensive lineman. Y stick seam tells the tight end to go up the field, try to pick the linebacker out, and the snap count is on 2.
That wasn't that play, obviously, but it just gives you an idea of what everyone that sticks their head in the huddle, they have to be alert to how they fit into that play.
All right, now what I want to know is this. He goes to the line of scrimmage, and they've got the perfect defense for that play. How do you get out of it? How do you audibilize? What does he say?
Well, he just calls the color, and he throws one number out there, and it changes everything. You run that play.
You mean like blue 28? That's it?
And they run 28, yes. Isn't it amazing?
Let's hear it as Elway from the shotgun. Down the middle. And a first down at the 46. Shannon Sharp. Rodney Harrison made the tackle. Perfect throw by Elway.
You were talking about the play when Humphries threw it into Charlie Jones in the end zone. You say you throw it right off his back shoulder. Look at this throw.
Rodney Harrison, excellent coverage, but he does not see the ball coming. Shannon Sharp does. That's why he makes the reception.
Yuri Elway check off, but that was just a phony call, right?
Right. There's a live color that every team has, and we do not know the live color for the Denver Broncos. So when he says it, be alert. That's when he changes to blue.
Blue was the color there he used. Goes deep down the middle to Sharp, and it's intercepted on the deflection to Harrison. Harrison at the 40, 50, and he's to the 44-yard line before Tom Nail in the center can make the tackle. So mass coverage down the middle, and the deflection goes to Rodney Harrison, his first interception of the year.
Shannon Sharp is going down the middle of the field. John Elway does not do a good job of reading the coverage. The safeties are not full. They're sitting there waiting for the ball. They're reading the quarterback. Makes the interception quite easy.
But the little things, Gouveia keeps it alive by batting the ball up, knowing that he had nothing but white jerseys around.
Well, you know that because you wonder why these guys do tip drills every day in practice, defensive backs and linebackers. That is one of the reasons. Gouveia kept the ball alive, and they got the interception.
Leonard Russell, short yardage. The Chargers have had a very positive turnover ratio this year. Coming into the game, second in the AFC to Miami +7. So now a +8 for San Diego. Ball at the 42-yard line of Denver. 3-0 Chargers lead. Just under 10 minutes remaining in these opening half.
Neither one of these teams have been able to run the ball at all.
Play action down the middle to Caputo. He's open again, and a first down at the 13-yard line. Similar to the catch that led to the San Diego field goal when he picked up 38 yards. That one was good for 29.
Dick, that is the identical play that the Denver Broncos just ran, and John Elway threw the interception. The difference is Denver gets sucked up on the play action fake. Alfred Williams comes in free and really levels Stan Humphrey. Stan Humphrey saw the open receiver, anticipated, and threw it well before the receiver turned around.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to stand there and know you're going to get drilled just to complete a pass.
Russell collides with the Denver defense at the 10. Glenn Cadrez and Steve Atwater in on the stop.
You know, we're talking about neither one of these teams running the ball. The Denver Broncos 7 times they rushed the ball for 19 yards. The San Diego Chargers, now what was that? They had 6 for 6. Now it's 7 for about 10 yards is all they have rushing the ball, the Chargers.
Rodney Harrison's interception setting up this opportunity. Terrell Fletcher into the game in the backfield now for San Diego. To the tight end Brian Roach, and the rookie from San Jose State down inside the 5. Will it count? Tyrone Braxton made the tackle, and it's against the Broncos. Both holding and offside signals given by referee McElwee. The holding carries an automatic first down.
We'll measure to see if a first down was made on the play. We have 2 fouls against the defense, offside and holding.
So the Chargers in an excellent position. They're going to get a first down out of this one way or another, but they'll take the gain, which would give them 2 more yards if it is a first down. Ball spotted just inside the 4. This is a tough. We wouldn't even ask Paul to guess on this one. It's much too far from our location.
No, they didn't make it.
You're right.
They're way short on this one. I mean, this was like stealing this guy here. The reason about the penalty, holding penalty, it's only half the distance here, and the ball is at the 11-yard line, so they only pick up like 5 yards. You take the holding penalty now and get your first down.
Humphreys has made that call.
Because otherwise it'll be 3rd down, and you don't want to do that. Take the holding.
Number 53 defense, that penalty will be accepted. That's 5 yards from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
At the 5-yard line.
Bill Romanowski, top of your screen, holding on to Alpha Papunu. Had him in man coverage across the field. Knew that safety wasn't there, so he holds on to it.
That's what I say, you're not going to catch another one, pal, not as long as I'm on you.
Papunu with 3 catches for 77 yards, drawing the attention of Romanowski. So 1st and goal for the Chargers from the 5. They lead 3-0 midpoint of the 2nd quarter. John Mobley, who was out for a while with a thigh bruise, has returned, number 51. Russell snapped up, no gain. Boy, Russell has not been able to dent that Denver defense.
You're going to get in the end zone against the Denver Broncos, and I kind of think unless they change their formations with Denver against San Diego, you're going to have to throw it in there. Because these guys are lining up in the defensive line. This is what's really happened with both teams. The defensive lines are getting penetration against the offensive lines. And when that happens, there's just no place to go.
Bobby Ross brings out the tight ends and Russell and puts in speed and wide receivers. Fletcher, the running back. Andre Coleman in motion. Humphreys dumps it to Fletcher. Fletcher fighting and gets to the goal line, but no save. Yes, touchdown, San Diego. Good effort by Fletcher.
Oh, yeah, but you know, his own man knocks him into the end zone. He comes in from behind, and I couldn't see who it was from up here, but they came in from behind and hit Fletcher and knocks him into the end zone. Because the Denver Broncos had him stopped about the 1-yard line. When Fletcher catches this ball, Phil, look what happens to him. They get here, Braxton and company, they have him right there. Now watch from behind. His own man, boom, just knocks him into the end zone.
Jerry Swain.
Touchdown. That's a smart play by the offensive lineman.
320 pounds, hits you from behind. You go in the end zone.
Yeah, he said, I was trying to block for you. The guy ducked and just hit you in there. Carney's trying for point. And the Chargers on Rodney Harrison's interception and the touchdown pass Humphrey to Fletcher now lead 10-0. Orioles and Yankees started on Tuesday night on NBC, and Rodney Harrison started that drive to a touchdown with his first interception of the year. Now John Carney to kick it off. He's been getting terrific length on his kickoffs this year. Vaughn, Hebron deep for Denver. This one is sunk well into the end zone, and Hebron will kneel down and take it at the 20-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown. Humphreys to Terrell Fletcher.
Well, Stan Humphries made the play by scrambling around and finding Terrell Fletcher open. Terrell Fletcher, excellent effort. But then Big Harry says, get it in the end zone.
Look at Fletcher. I'm in.
Well, that's exciting. He knows it because he's spinning, holding on to the ball, getting hit by all the Denver Bronco defenders and scoring a touchdown. That makes the player feel good.
Jerry Swain with an assist on that goal.
It's 3 points.
That's right.
They should give him 3 points.
Hebron in the backfield instead of Davis. Away to the sidelines. And it's complete to Byron Chamberlain. And time for an update in New York. Let's go to Dan Hicks.
Okay, Dick, unbeaten Indianapolis in Buffalo, but the Bills strike first in the second quarter. Todd Collins in for the injured Jim Kelly for the second straight game. Andre Reed, 30 yards and a touchdown strike, and the Bills have the 7-0 lead. Back to you, Dick, Paul, and Phil in Denver.
Dan, who is very clever in impersonating. I thought he'd do his Greg Gumbel impersonation.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe next time. Second down and 4 for the Broncos as we return. 10-0. San Diego leads it. Hebron close to a first down, a flag down. We'll try to see whether or not Terrell Davis has been injured. He has not contributed in this series. The holding call against Denver. So nothing going quite right for the men in orange.
Holding, number 69, offense.
Marco Coleman, the
10-yard
injured
penalty.
Charger.
Second down.
Let's check the holding call.
Mark Schlereth, the left guard, gets in a little tug-of-war right there and takes the defender down.
With the injury to Marco Coleman as they attend to the defensive end of the Chargers, we'll take a break. 6:20 remaining, opening half. Chargers by 10.
Eastern on the NFL on NBC. AFC East rivals collide. Jimmy Johnson's Miami Dolphins travel to Buffalo to battle Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, and the Bills. Or Jerome Bettis and the Steelers clash with Jeff Blake, Carl Pickens, and the Bengals. Or regional action. The NFL on NBC next Sunday.
Welcome back to Denver. I'm Jim Gray. Terrell Davis is on the sidelines right now. He's taking some oxygen. He has a migraine headache, and it is very questionable as to whether he will return. He had the same thing happen against Tampa Bay earlier in the year, and he did not play in the second half. Dick?
Next year, Elway after the penalty from his own 5-yard line, and he is sacked. First sack for San Diego. Sean Lee, who had 8 last year, a sizable number for an interior lineman. That is his first of this season. Well, back to Terrell Davis, as you saw on the pregame show, the interview with Greg Gumbel, that he's suffered the migraine since age 7 and 8. He said when he didn't know what they were all about, it was so painful, he actually considered taking his own life. It was that bad. And let's hope he's able to return. He says the first thing that happens is he loses his vision. He can't see. And then the pain of the headache.
The only guy I ever knew that had him was Ron McDowell to play with the Buffalo Bills, and I saw him once after a game. They had him they laid him on the floor in the airport. airplane. He said, I can't tell you how much pain that I have in his head, his whole body, because of a migraine.
Well, things are rather glum here in Denver at the moment. Timeout. Playing now without the league's top rusher, Terrell Davis. Plus a couple of very critical penalty mistakes in this first half.
That, Dick, and there's the medicine.
Lidocaine.
Lidocaine.
It's like the dentist used that, right? It's a Novocaine that deadens the nerves. He said that his nose was numb against Tampa Bay after taking it, but he felt all right.
Scary situation, and you just hope that it doesn't keep reoccurring for Terrell Davis.
Tom Ruin from his own end zone lifts a high spiral. At the Charger 41. Gets away from 2 Broncos, but not a third. Finally wrapped up by Dwayne Carswell. 49 on the punt, -4 on the return. Well, later tonight on NBC, the Third Rock Alien. 10-0. Ball at the 36. Dumps it off. Tight end Brian Roach. And Roach, who was drafted in the 3rd round out of San Jose State, has his 2nd catch today, his 3rd of the season, and a first down at the Denver 48.
I've never seen tight ends get open this much in one ball game. I can remember, and you know, you're trying to cover with linebackers. The wide receivers are not doing a thing.
He came out of the backfield. He's actually the fullback sometimes. He's in the backfield. Stan Humphries looks right. Brian Roach releases left. There's nobody there to cover him.
Quick throw. It's Roach again. Short yard. A couple. He's been designed to be an NFL player since a kid. His dad is a high school football coach, Diamond Bar High School in Orange County, California, out near Anaheim. Dad Terry. And Roach, a very bright young guy. He wants to go to law school as he applies his craft in the NFL.
When he comes in the game, usually look for San Diego to throw the ball. They use him as like a 3rd wide receiver sometimes.
Aaron Hayden in the backfield. Play action. Humphries down the middle. Andre Coleman fumbles the ball and recovers it at the 12. Ray Crockett made the stop. 34 on the play. Boy, that's been wide open, dead center of the field for Stan Humphries.
That's all Stan Humphries is doing. You're right, Dick. He's just looking right down the middle of the field between the stripes, and here they are. They're open. Now Atwater's trying to catch, but he can't. I mean, look at this ball. You think things are going your way? It hits the ground and bounces back in your hand.
First down. San Diego leading 10-0. Steps out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Dan Williams, the defensive end there, number 90 for Denver. Stan Humphries, last pass to Coleman, good for 34.
You never hear Stan Humphries' name mentioned when they talk about top NFL quarterbacks, and I think that's a mistake because he's proven over the last 3 years that he is one of the top 5 or 10 players in the league at that position. And the one thing he does that most quarterbacks in this league do not do anymore, he throws the ball down the field.
Intended for Omar Ellison, incomplete, so it'll be 3rd down and about 3. You look at the winning quarterbacks, that should surprise some folks. Stan Humphries, this is active quarterbacks, 3rd best, 67.7%. So he's been a winner since Bobby Beathard acquired him from Washington.
Bobby Beathard was happy he became free to pick him up, and he has really played well for San Diego ever since he came there from Washington.
That's when John Freeze was injured. 3rd down, take to Hayden. Humphries throws. Touchdown. A diving catch for Tony Martin. His 7th touchdown of the season. Martin, who played down at Grand Junction, Colorado for Mesa College. What a season he's having again. He set a Charger record last year with 90 catches, breaking Kellen Winslow's mark, and he has 35 this year, 7 for scores.
And I'll tell you, the reason that this thing works and Humphries gets it there, Phil, he's running a bootleg back to the left side. He's a right-handed quarterback. He got his body square with the field so he can throw the perfect pass.
Carney to try to make it 17-0. Well, last year, when these two teams met at Mile High, it was Denver, remember, that jumped off to a 21-0 lead. Chargers caught him in the second half before Denver won by 3.
All right, now watch what Humphries does here. It's a bootleg. He comes back to the outside, but watch him get his body square with the field. When he does that, now he can throw the perfect pass.
Excellent throw. And Stan Humphries, you look at him, you just don't think of a mobile quarterback, because let's be honest, that's not a pretty body, but he does move around very well, and he throws the ball excellent on the run.
Now,
who enjoys it more than the offensive coordinator?
Well, he designed to play it inside the 20. Stan, this is going to work, and Tony Martin did an excellent job of really selling the route inside, waiting to the last second, wanting to know when Stan Humphries gets out there, turns the outside, then receives the excellent throw.
Now, you're an old quarterback. And
not as old as you, though.
I know, but I want to, why doesn't he get the respect that other quarterbacks get? Phil, I mean, when you talk around the National Football League, you hear about the Elways and Kellys, Marinos, and on down Brett Favre. This guy's name is really never mentioned.
Well, Paul, I don't know the reason why, but it seems like in the NFL, when you come into this league, if you don't come in with great fanfare, you just never get mentioned in that top group. They always say the same names regardless of how quarterbacks are playing. Marino, Elway, Young, Aikman.
Yeah, Humphries was drafted in the 6th round, so he was there for a long time. 159th player pick as John Carney delivers the kickoff, and again he drives it off the tee almost to the back of the end zone. Carney's length, he credits to a guy named Adrian Crook out in California, who has worked with Karch Karai, the volleyball star, and others. He said it's his flexibility and his balance. He said, I wanted to be better. He's regarded as one of the top kickers, Pro Bowl kicker 2 years ago, and he's added 10 yards to his kickoffs.
You know, and I'll tell you something. That's one of the things they judge a kicker on. I mean, I heard it in preseason. These guys have it. Well, we're going to keep the guy that can kick the ball the furthest off the tee to start the game, or the kickoff game.
I'm sorry, Dick. Make the other offense start from the 20. That's what they want.
Elway caught from behind. It's not a sack. Elway able to scramble for a yard. Rayleigh Johnson, number 99, made the tackle. Jim Gray.
Dick, the Broncos training staff tells us that Terrell Davis has not had a migraine headache since the 3rd week against Tampa Bay, that this is his first one since. I remember in our meeting talking to Terrell Davis, we asked him, was he going to contact Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the all-time Laker great, about this, and he said no, he really didn't want to. He'd hoped that they wouldn't persist. Dick?
All right, thanks, Jim, and let us know if he starts to feel better. 2nd and 9 for Elway. Shannon Sharp left alone, and finally Rodney Harrison gets a little shoulder block and knocks him enough off balance to take him out of the 46-yard line.
I'm sorry, Nick,
24 on the play.
I'm sorry, but I look at him, and when I saw him, he's nothing but all muscle. But watch the flexibility of this guy. I mean, to go down and take the ball off the grass and now turn to make the move upfield. I mean, this guy's an excellent receiver.
And that brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High Stadium, where the San Diego Chargers have an imposing 17-0 advantage.
Years ago.
And Stan Humphries, 2-minute light to go down the field, as you mentioned earlier. And Humphries with a couple of 5-yard touchdown throws. Elway 13 for 17, but one costly interception. First down, Denver at the 46. 2 minutes to go in the half. Looking for McCaffrey. He's got it. 35, 30, 25, 23. Now the crowd comes to life. And a flag down as well. Ed McCaffrey, former teammate of Phil Simms with the Giants, played at Stanford. Had 39 catches a year ago. He looks frail, but boy, he is tough.
There's no foul. No foul.
Let's look at Ed McCaffrey's move.
Well, Ed McCaffrey coming across the field. A lot of people think he's tall, he's 6'5", he can't run, but he can motor. You see him going across the field, does an excellent job, and Dwayne Harper, number 28, was covering, pulled his hamstring, chasing after him.
23-yard line. Field to Carswell, and the big guy runs through a tackle, but stopped at the 20, a gain of 3. Carswell weighs over 260. Timeout taken by Denver. Stops the clock with 1:25 left. Harper, by the way, did not play the last 2 games. Dwayne Harper, the veteran cornerback, with a hamstring, and apparently has aggravated that injury. Coming up at halftime, back to New York for the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Dan Hicks joins our regular crew to catch up on all the action from this 6th week of the NFL season. That's the Domino's Pizza halftime report.
Phil, we saw McCaffrey come across the field. Now, the San Diego Chargers defensively are trying to get to Elway with just a 4-man rush, the 2 tackles and 2 ends. So in that case, is that the way to beat the defense when you've got 7 guys back there to try crossing patterns to get behind the linebackers?
Well, crossing patterns, Paul, especially when they go all the way across the field, usually breaks down the coverage. On the other side, you had a wide receiver clearing out, a back in the flat short, so it creates that big hole for Ed McCaffrey when he crosses the field. Takes a lot of time, though.
Willie Clark, number 31, comes in as an extra defensive back. No, he's playing for Harper now. Elway pumps, wide open, short, touchdown. Willie Clark just into the game. They picked on him immediately, and Sharp with his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Oh, Dick, what a move he put on Willie Clark. I mean, Willie Clark had no chance. This was almost unfair. He puts a move to the post, which is into the middle of the field. Clark bites, and he goes back to the outside, and this was easy.
20-yard touchdown throw to Elway's favorite target.
Don't leave.
Jason Elam adds the extra point, and with 1:19 left in the half, Denver at least gives their very rabid fans a chance to cheer.
Let's look at the touchdown. Shannon Sharp's going to come down, fake inside, then go deep. Willie Clark, 2nd play into the game, probably trying to be a little too aggressive. Bites on the fake. Easy touchdown for the Denver Broncos.
Clark, on a similar pattern by Tim Brown in the Oakland game, made the move inside and picked off Hostetler and went 81 yards for a touchdown. But Sharp, perhaps knowing that Clark would like to take the bite inside.
Watch John Elway right. Oh, that was perfect. He makes that little pump fake. Willie Clark saw that. That's what made him come up and play the slant.
Junior Seau. Now this time, I said they've been going with 4. This time they send Junior Seau. They pick him up right in the middle. He has no place to go. What is it? I mean, what went through Elway's mind? That's the play call. He looked at Sharp the whole way, and he sees this guy wide open.
He knows it's 1-on-1, and that corner, most likely, Paul, is going to take that fake. They've been trained to watch the quarterback when he makes a motion to throw, break for the football.
Elway perfect on that drive, and without the services of Terrell Davis, Elway is the leading rusher, 15 yards in the game for Denver. He had to use his arm, and very effectively on that 8-yard drive. 17-7, Elam to Andre Coleman. He'll take the touchback. So San Diego leading 17-7 as we remind you of the NFL on NBC online, NBC.com/sports. Scoring updates, game summaries all day long, in-depth features, and our weekly online viewer poll question.
It's going to be interesting. The Chargers have 3 timeouts remaining with 1:19, a 10-point lead. Do you try to score again?
You just be so conservative right here. Just don't make a mistake, and if you get a chance to score, then you're just lucky.
Leonard Russell grabbing the ball with both hands, picks up 5. Alfred Williams, 91 with a tackle.
Well, they just answered my question.
Yeah, that's right. Well, don't throw gasoline on the old fire, what they say, Paul. I mean, Denver's hot, the crowd's into it. Do not give them a chance to make a big play.
Russell with a critical fumble late in the game last week against Kansas City, but Mims blocked the field goal as the Chiefs were trying to tie. You see how Denver almost all their yards through the air. San Diego as well. Russell wrestled down by Mike Lotus, the former Buffalo Bill, and time is called with 33 seconds showing on the clock, and that is Denver's last timeout. So well, 3rd and 3 for Humphreys.
Yeah, they'll just sit down on the ball now, and that's halftime.
Mike Lotus comes out after making that tackle, holding his left arm. If you just joined us, the Chargers piling up a 17-0 lead on a field goal by Carney of 27 and 2 short touchdown passes. Humphrey throwing to Fletcher and then to his favorite target, Tony Martin, before Elway could bring the Broncos back on an 80-yard drive and hit the touchdown to Sharp of 20 yards.
You know, there's 3 touchdowns in this game. They're all in the air. So we may not see a rushing touchdown the way these 2 defensive lines are playing. And linebackers.
I think Denver's going to go in halftime and get on that board and have some more passing plays because the running game isn't working. So just concentrate and try to make the plays happen with the passing game.
They get the ball in the second half, so they'll have an opportunity then.
Draw play doesn't work. Terrell Fletcher tackled by Bill Romanowski. So the clock will run. The Chargers don't have to punt it. That should be the end of the half. Denver using a timeout, hoping they might make a big hit and a fumble. By the way, just as we look ahead to the second half, Elway in this first half 162 yards passing. He's now only 110 away from Dan Fouts, number 3 all time in passing yards. 17-7. San Diego leads here in Denver. Now let's go to New York. The Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. For hot and wow, call Domino's. Now,
Buffalo Bills. This is a key AFC East battle, and the Bills out in front 7-0. The Indianapolis Colts, the only unbeaten team in the NFL, trying to stay that way. Tough game on the road in Orchard Park, and the Colts getting stung by Todd Collins early, starting for the injured Jim Kelly, finding Andre Reed 30 yards for the touchdown. Collins' first touchdown pass of the season as Buffalo has the lead in the second quarter, 7-0. Todd Collins, pretty good numbers so far. A touchdown pass, 114 yards.
And he did his job. What he had to do more than anything else was prove that he could throw the football. A little like Mike Tomczak with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Early in the game, you have to come out, establish that passing game, then Thurman Thomas able to run the football a little bit as the first half went on.
Now in the game you're watching, that a key AFC East battle, this a key AFC West battle. The San Diego Chargers on top of the Denver Broncos, 17-7. And Mike, this is impressive on the road for the Chargers, even though Elway got the late touchdown pass in the first
I think
half.
everybody understood, you know, after their victory last week against the Chiefs, this is a good football team. But they go into Denver, they jump up 17-0. It's 17-7 now. Stan Humphries has done a great job. He doesn't have that great a running game. Tony Martin is a great receiver. I mean, he's moving the ball around to different receivers, and they're doing a great job of defense. They're putting a lot of pressure on Elway. And that's one thing that this year the Broncos have given up a lot of sacks, and they continue to do that today, too.
In the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers having an easy time of it with the St. Louis Rams, 21-0. Elvis Grbac has a couple of touchdown passes in that game. The Jaguars visiting the winless Saints, but it is New Orleans on top, 10-7 over Jacksonville. And the Seattle Seahawks with the upset so far of the day, 22-15 over the Miami Dolphins in the rain. Rick Meyer on the bench, reportedly on the trading block as well. So John Freeze gets the start, had a good first half. Hooked up with Joey Galloway for a couple of long touchdown passes. This one for 51 yards, and Seattle had the 14-3 lead. Craig Erickson made it 22-15, and all of a sudden the Miami Dolphins are 3-2 as they lose to the Seattle Seahawks, who get just their second victory of the season. In the NFC, it was Carolina visiting the Vikings. This was a game of turnovers. turnovers as the Vikings defense forced 6 turnovers. Carolina quarterback Kerry Collins threw 4 interceptions. The Vikings are 5-1. Green Bay all over the Chicago Bears, 37-6. Huge day for Brett Favre. 4 more touchdown passes. The Bears defense did not 35 yards on the score. Favre with 4 touchdown passes as the Packers blow out the Bears, beat Chicago for the 5th straight time. Elsewhere, Baltimore in a high-scoring affair, losing to New England. Final score was 46-38. 4 touchdown passes for Drew Bledsoe. The problems continue for the woeful New York Jets. Not only did they lose for the 6th straight time to start the season, but Neil O'Donnell out 4 to 6 weeks with a separated right shoulder as the Raiders get just their 2nd win of the season. And the Atlanta Falcons visiting Detroit. The Lions nearly blew a 28-0 lead, but hang on to go 4-2 and win it over the Falcons, who are still winless at 0-5. Well, we'll send you back to Buffalo for the second half right after these messages from your local station.